Hello everyone, myself Sunil sir, and once again I welcome you all at Nagesh Kurzgi Orchid School TV channel. Student, in our previous session we studied about food preservation, different methods of food preservation, diseases. From that we learn about infectious diseases and how exactly they spread in community. Now in our today's session we are going to study about prevention of infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Also today we have to learn about different vitamins and minerals and their deficiency diseases. So see how exactly we can prevent spreading of infectious diseases by different way. Now you can see on the screen that the some methods of that we can use for preventing infectious diseases from spreading. Now first way is that by controlling the breeding and spreading of infectious diseases. First way is that by controlling the breeding and spreading of infectious diseases. So as we know that germs can infect food and water and also can spread some infectious diseases. But we can stop the spreading of infectious diseases by controlling the breeding. Breeding, the new word is here, breeding. What is the meaning of breeding? Breeding means reproduction. So we can stop the spreading of infectious diseases by controlling the breeding, means reproduction of the germs and spreading of germs. By this way we can stop the prevention, we can stop the infectious diseases. Then second way is that by keeping yourself and your surroundings clean. It means if you keep yourself and your surroundings clean and have a bath with soap and water every day and washing your hands with soap and water before eating, then easily you can prevent or easily you can avoid the germs from entering in your body. That we know that germs are growing in our nails, on our hands, sometimes we play outside. That time what happens? The germs are growing or germs can stuck on our hands. So to avoid this we have to use soap and water for cleaning our hands before eating. Then next step is that by putting or always put garbage in closed bins. Always put garbage in closed bins. That means you know that germs and insects such as houseflies, cockroaches and mosquitoes can spread some diseases like malaria, dengue, etc. And where they breed or where they live, mostly they live or they breed in garbage, and they breed in garbage. To prevent the spreading of diseases from germs and insects, we have to always put the garbage in closed bins. So and always we have to dispose of it from time to time to control the breeding of germs. Then by allowing sunlight to enter in the house, by allowing sunlight to enter in the house. We know that sunlight also kills the germs. Sunlight also kills the germs. Rays of sun are very hot, and due to that some germs can be killed. And for that we have to keep windows and doors of our houses open for some times to let the sunlight in. This way is also useful to stop the infectious diseases. Now by using disinfectants and antiseptics, by using disinfectants and antiseptics, as you all know that disinfectant and antiseptics are chemicals and chemicals can destroy the germs. So you can use disinfectant to clean floors, drains, bathrooms and bed linen, and also you can use antiseptics to clean wounds, cuts or insects bites, as well as you can use that antiseptics at the time of injury. By this way you also can stop the spreading of diseases, infectious diseases or infectious germs. Then by using mosquito repellents and mosquito nets. How exactly you can use that, or how exactly mosquito repellent and mosquito nets are useful to us? We know that mosquito can spread some infectious diseases. Mosquitoes also can spread some infectious diseases, and we had learned about that mosquitoes spread the diseases like malaria and dengue. And where they grow? We know that they grow in stagnant water. Stagnant water means what? The water which is not flowing. What is meant by stagnant water? The water which is not flowing. And to avoid the breeding of mosquitoes, make sure that there will be no stagnant water near your house. Also you can use mosquito repellents and mosquito nets to prevent yourself from mosquito bites. Mosquito repellents and mosquito nets prevent yourself from mosquito bites. That is why you have to use mosquito repellents and mosquito nets to prevent yourself from mosquito bites. Then next way is by spraying insecticides. Sometimes insect also can spread infectious diseases, and to avoid it we can spray some insecticides to kill the insects. Then by staying away from infected people. As we all know that we live in a community, and in our day to day life we are getting in the contact of so many peoples, but somebody from that people is suffering from some infectious diseases, and when we are going or when we are getting in the contact of such infected people, we also suffer from some infectious diseases like common cold, ringworm, etc. So infected people also can spread some diseases like chicken pox, ringworm, common cold, etc. And when we are getting in the contact of such peoples, so to avoid that we have to stay away from infected peoples and their belongings. Their belonging means the things that are used by that infected persons like towel, handkerchief or toys. So we can keep ourselves away from that things to prevent ourselves from spreading of some infectious diseases. And then by using purified water for drinking. Purified water for drinking. As we all know that water is needed for drinking, and without of water we cannot live. But some of the diseases like diarrhea, cholera and jaundice also can spread if we drink infected water. Suppose if we drink contaminated or infected water, then we suffer from diseases like diarrhea, cholera and jaundice. So to avoid this, we have to boil the water for 10-15 minutes, or we have to use purified water, or have to use purifier to clean the water for drinking. So these are some of the ways by using these we can prevent ourselves, or we can stop the spreading of infectious diseases. Apart from that all techniques, apart from all that methods, one is most important method, that is immunization or vaccination. Immunization or vaccination, and many diseases such as measles, typhoid, polio and mumps can be controlled through vaccines. So what is mean by vaccination, or what is the process of immunization? See, this is very important way to prevent people's, especially children, from getting diseases. Why? Because they are more likely to getting some serious communicable diseases. And in this way of vaccine, in this way of what we do, vaccines made from small quantities, or vaccines made from small quantities of dead or very weak germs of a particular disease, or substances produced by these germs are swallowed or injected. What we do? Vaccines made from small quantities of dead or very weak germs of a particular disease or substances produced by these germs are swallowed. How exactly vaccinations are done? By swallowing or by injection into the body. For example, chickenpox vaccine. Chickenpox vaccines are given to smaller children to prevent them from getting the disease of chickenpox. So, vaccination helps our body to fight against diseases, and such diseases like some diseases like measles, typhoid, tetanus, polio and mumps can be controlled by vaccinations. Diseases such as measles, typhoid, polio and mumps can be controlled through vaccine or through vaccination. And children, smaller children like you are usually given vaccines for tuberculosis, polio, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus and measles before the age of 5. Children are usually given vaccines for tuberculosis, polio, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus and measles before the age of 5. So, this is all about the infectious diseases. Now, see about the next part of the topic, that is non-infectious diseases. Till that we learn only about infectious diseases, reasons for spreading of infectious diseases and some techniques which we can use for stop the spreading of infectious diseases. Now, we have to see about non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases. So, as we know that some diseases can spread from one person to another. Some diseases can spread from one person to another. They are called as infectious diseases. But non-infectious diseases are completely different from infectious diseases. So, how they spread? See, some diseases do not spread from one person to another. Some diseases do not spread from one person to another, and such diseases are called non-infectious or non-communicable diseases. That means, the disease which do not spread from one person to another, such diseases are called as non-infectious or non-communicable diseases. Like that, deficiency diseases. Deficiency means diseases which are caused due to lack of right kind of food or right kind of nutrients. The diseases, deficiency diseases means the diseases which can cause due to lack of particular nutrient or particular kind of or right kind of food in your diet. If you are not getting right amount of all the nutrients like proteins, vitamins, minerals, then your body get these diseases. So, these diseases are called as deficiency diseases. Like we have to also learn about other non-communicable diseases like allergy, obesity, diabetes and arthritis and also asthma. So, some non-communicable diseases caused by bad habits such as smoking or drinking alcohol also. Now, see how exactly the meaning of an allergy. What is mean by allergy? Other non-communicable diseases. See, other non-communicable diseases like an allergy. What is mean by allergy? When we get a rash or have a bad reaction to some foods, food items, medicines, dust and so on. We see that and we listened about that also. Somebody is getting the reaction of some food or some medicines. That means, when we get a rash or have a bad reaction to some food items as well as medicines, dust and so on, such a reaction to a substance is called an allergy. Then second name of non-communicable diseases is that obesity. We know that we need fat in very small amount, but sometimes what we do, we consume or when we eat too much of unhealthy and fatty food, then what happens? We can get diseases like obesity, in which our body becomes overweight. That means, weight of our body will be increased in these diseases. Obesity means what? When you eat too much of unhealthy and fatty food. Fatty food means the food which contain more amount of fat. Then we can get disease like obesity. Then next type of other non-communicable diseases is diabetes and arthritis. Diabetes and arthritis. When our sometimes what happens, some of the body parts are not working properly due to some reasons, and then our body suffer from diabetes and arthritis. That means, these type of diseases are caused when a part of our body does not work properly. When some of the body parts are not working properly, then we suffer from diseases like diabetes and arthritis. Now, asthma. In Marathi you can say them asthma. Marathi you can say them as asthma. Asthma, we know that air is needed for breathing. Why? Because air contains oxygen, and oxygen is essential thing for our life. But if we breathe in polluted air, then dust from that air, poisonous gases from that air can causes diseases of breathing system like asthma. That means, when we breathe in polluted air, then germs can enter into our body, some polluted gases also enter into our body, and we suffer from some diseases like asthma. As well as some non-communicable diseases are caused by bad habits such as smoking or drinking alcohol. Some people have bad habits like smoking and drinking alcohol. Due to that bad habits also, some non-communicable diseases can caused. Now, next part of the topic is that exercise, rest and good posture. Exercise, rest and good posture. Beside eating a balanced diet, we know that to remain healthy, we need healthy food, we need all nutrients, we have to do exercise, we have to take balanced diet. But besides eating a balanced diet and remaining clean, we also need to do exercise regularly to remain healthy. That means, exercise keep our body healthy, and also exercise makes your muscles and inner organs such as heart and lungs stronger. So, lack of exercise make your muscles weak and flabby. Flabby means not firm or loose. What is mean by flabby? Flabby means not firm or loose. Then extra fat will accumulate in our body and make us overweight and unhealthy. Like exercise, our body also needs rest to recover and sleep, to recover and repairs of damaged body parts. Like exercise, our body also needs rest. Rest is very important for our body, and you should take at least 8 hours of sleep daily to remain healthy. And in addition to exercise and rest, you also need good posture to your body. That means, good posture is also important too. So, what is mean by posture or good posture? Posture means position of your body, So, always sit, stand and walk straight. How you have to sit, stand and walk? You have to always sit, stand and walk straight. This is good for your bones and muscles. When you sit, stand and walk, it helps your bones and muscle to remain healthy. Then, if you sitting, standing or walking with your body bent, then what happens? Then your bones becomes broken sometime and they will not grow properly. So, at the time of sitting, standing or walking with the body bent is bad for the body. Now, we have to see the most important part of the lesson, that is about important vitamins, minerals and their deficiency diseases. As we all know that to remain healthy and to protect our body from some diseases, some of the vitamins and minerals are very useful. And we know that there are different kinds of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin B, C, D, E and vitamin K. Like that we know the names of minerals like iron, phosphorus, etc. Now, we have to study about important vitamins and minerals and their deficiency diseases through this chart. On screen you can see the chart which shows you about important vitamins and minerals and their deficiency diseases. In first column you can see the names of vitamins or minerals are given. In second column you can see the sources for that vitamins and minerals. In third column you can see the functions of that particular vitamins or minerals, and in last column you can see the deficiency diseases which can be caused due to deficiency of that particular vitamin or minerals. Now, let us see one by one in detail. Now, see first of all vitamin A. Vitamin A. So, sources for this vitamin A are carrot, milk, liver, butter, green leafy vegetables like spinach, fenugreek, etc. Then sweet potato, yellow fruits like grapes, banana, oranges, etc. and vegetables. That means carrot, milk, liver, butter, green leafy vegetables, sweet potato, yellow fruits like bananas and vegetables are rich sources of vitamin A. Then functions of that vitamin A are that vitamin A protects eyes and helps to keep skin, bones and our teeth healthy. This is the function of vitamin A. Then deficiency disease which can be caused due to deficiency of vitamin A is that night blindness. Night blindness means in this you cannot see properly in the dark. When you are not getting vitamin A in right amount, then your body suffers from night blindness. Then see about vitamin B1. Vitamin B1. So, sources for that are milk, fish, beans, meat, whole grains and nuts. These are some sources of vitamin B1. Then functions of vitamin B1 is that it is needed for proper functioning of nerves and heart. And deficiency diseases which can be caused due to deficiency of B1 is beriberi. What happen in this disease? You lost your appetite. That means you don't want to eat much food as you need. That means loss of appetite and tiredness. That means you get quickly tired. Then affects nerves and heart. Then vitamin C. So, what are the sources for that? Sources of vitamin C are orange and other citrus fruits which contain vitamin C like lemon. Then some vegetables like cauliflower, tomato, capsicum. Capsicum means Shimla mirch. Then chili. These are the sources for vitamin C. When you include these type of foods in your diet, then you get vitamin C. Then functions for that vitamin C are needed for normal growth and development of our body. Vitamin C is needed for normal growth and development of our body. And the disease which is caused due to deficiency of vitamin C is scurvy. What is meant by scurvy, or what happens in scurvy? In scurvy, bleeding of gums. Bleeding of gums means blood is coming out from your gums. Then swelling of joints. Swelling of joints. Then wounds do not heal. If you get injury or if you get wounds, then it did not heal if there is a deficiency of vitamin C. Then see about vitamin D. Sources for vitamin D are milk, cheese, fish, egg and sunlight. Sunlight is also good source of vitamin D. So, you also have to take some light rays of sun on your body early in the morning. Functions for that vitamin D are that ensures healthy bones and teeth. That means, it is very important for our bones and teeth. And deficiency disease caused due to lack of vitamin D is rickets, in which soft bones, our bones become soft and bend. In children, what happens due to rickets? Our bones become soft and bend, and in adults, brittle bones in adults. So, these are some of the vitamins and their sources, functions and deficiency diseases caused due to deficiency of or caused due to lack of that particular vitamin in our diet. Now, let us see about minerals and their deficiency diseases. In first column, you can see the names of minerals. In this column, you can see some some sources for that particular mineral, and here are the functions of that minerals. And in last column, you can see the deficiency diseases which can be caused due to deficiency of that particular minerals. Now, see about the first type of mineral, that is iron. Iron. Where do we get that iron from? When we include liver, meat, seafood like crabs, fish, prawns, etc. Spinach, that means leafy vegetables. Then beans. In your diet, then you get iron. Function for that is part of red blood cells. Iron is the part of red blood cells, and deficiency disease caused due to lack of mineral is anemia. Anemia is a disease of blood. What is meant by anemia? Anemia is a disease of blood, and our body is pale, and the person becomes tired easily. Then see about the calcium. Calcium is most important mineral for our body, and we get calcium from milk, milk products, egg, green leafy vegetables such as spinach and fenugreek. What is the function of calcium? It makes bones straight and helpful to teeth. And diseases caused due to deficiency of calcium is soft and weak bones and bad teeth. If we did not eat particular amount of calcium, or if we not include particular amount or proper amount of calcium in our food, then our bones becomes soft and weak, and also bad teeth. Then see about phosphorus. Sources for phosphorus are meat, fish, milk and milk products, as well as eggs, beans and grains. Function of phosphorus is that strengthens bones and teeth and maintains the body. And deficiency disease caused due to lack of phosphorus is pain in the joint. That means your joint started to pain if you are not getting proper amount of phosphorus. Then poor bone development. That means your bones are not developed properly. Then last type of mineral is that iodine. Sources for iodine are seafood and iodized salt. So, what is the function of that? It controls the growth and body activity. And deficiency disease which can be caused due to lack of iodine is goiter. Goiter means what? When goiter is when somebody is suffering from goiter, then there will be swelling in the neck region. In goiter what happens? Swelling in the neck region. So, with this last point we complete with our first lesson here. Now, we will take a quick recap about the points that we had studied in the lesson. First of all, we had studied about importance of food and health. First of all, we studied about importance of food and health, then nutrients in food, different groups of food, food preservation and different methods of food preservations. Also, we spoke about infectious and non-infectious diseases, and lastly we spoke about different vitamins and minerals and their deficiency diseases. So, this completes our first lesson, that is food and health. If you have any doubts regarding the lesson, then you can speak or you can ask your doubts in our weekly Google meeting. Thank you.